Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to a very sort of relaxed, short dev stream. I'm only going to be streaming for about, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. Yeah, for context, I went to a gig last night, and it was, yeah, I sort of looked at the tickets that I got, and it was like, alright, it's, the doors are at 11 p.m. and I was like, this is late already, right? Like, that's pretty close to when I usually go to bed. Like, past when I go to bed, actually. And I was like, okay, I'll go at 11. You know, what, 2-hour show, get back at 11. Get back at 1, right? The travel connections are kind of shit, so I'll get back at, 2 in the morning. Alright, it's, it's a bit shitty, but I guess I've gone to sleep later sometimes. And then I get there, and it's like, oh, the person I'm actually there to see, the person on the ticket that I bought, isn't until 1 in the morning. So, yeah. I actually ended up taking the first morning train home, so I did not sleep particularly well. And I've been very tired all morning, and that's why this is such a late stream. But yeah, I figured let's just do a little bit just to keep people up to date. I also won't be streaming next week because it's Easter holidays and I'm with family, so I didn't want to leave sort of a 2-week gap, if that makes sense. I wanted to sort of walk through some of the stuff that we've been working on. If you've been following the streams lately, you'll know that it's getting very bright, isn't it? Let me turn the exposure down a little bit. Yeah, if you've been following the streams lately, you'll know that we've sort of been working on our loadout system. This is sort of, I think, one of the last, actually, big systems that we haven't really touched on. Like, it's sort of an unexplored or unimplemented domain, right? We have implementations of a lot of other things. Yeah, shit like, movement is in, weapons are in, there's vehicles even into some capacity, but loadouts as like a concept just don't exist in the game at the moment. So that's what we've been working on, and I've slowly been sort of translating some of the work we did in a previous stream, if you remember when we set up this user interface. Let me run through it real quick. That is one of the issues I want to fix today. But this user interface, which you'll notice looks a little bit different. This is me testing shit. But yeah, we set up this user interface. So I've now moved this to C++, much to Josh's dismay. But I don't know. I really struggle to wrap my head around data structures in blueprints, and so I just find the concept of having it in C++ much easier. It's probably a little bit more performant as well. which is important, especially given what the unholy fuck this is. What the unholy fuck is this typing? Like, yeah, some of our architecture is not the best set up for this, and so the goal, I think, broadly is to implement this and then backtrack and adjust some of the way we do certain bits of the architecture. So one of the things we've changed is that weapon definitions now also have modifications. So one of the things I've been working on since last stream is reworking how we think of modifications in the engine. Previously, they were set sort of in a fixed manner inside the weapon instance. And now, because we have this concept of a loadout in the game, we can move all of our sort of where we load modifications, all of that goes into the loadouts. And that saves us, I mean, I'm not going to show you the diff because reasons, but the weapon instance. So our new modification loadout code is like, you know, this function, which is pretty reasonable. This used to be like 200 lines. Gosh, I'm getting really bright again. Right, back down in exposure we go. I'm at like min exposure compensation. But yeah, so this function has shrunk dramatically. So has this function, because we used to like iterate through all of the types of modifications and shit, and that's now quite nicely handled in loadout. Not loadout screen, I think it's our loadout handler has this array of loadout items which have this array of item configurations. And stop deleting stuff, please. Is my caps lock on? It fucking is. Caps lock really fucks with Vim bindings. But yeah. Can WhatsApp please fuck off? I swear I've closed WhatsApp. I fucking hate it when apps, like, you close it, right? I went down into the system tray, right-clicked it, and hit exit. And I had to go into fucking task manager to fully delete it. So yeah, this is an item configuration. Actually, what we want is weapon configuration, because items obviously don't have, like, weapon attachments. So this is all here now. And these are this is, like, the actual, like, configured modification that a weapon has. And this is slightly ugly, but like, I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this, but I couldn't think of it in the moment. And so we just have this like nice function now. Well, nice, but we have a function that sort of encapsulates the ugliness a little bit. So in the weapon configuration, sorry, not the weapon configuration, in the weapon instance, we can sort of very easily just get modifications as array, which saves us a lot of logic that was like duplicated here and there and stuff. So I'm glad that we've gone through and rewritten a little bit of that. So the one thing that like I wanted to test first today is I've been sort of tweaking this loadout screen, and this is getting a little, like, the typing and the way that we're accessing variables, like, this is not ideal, because we're doing, like, if we strict on the type that we've gotten from our primary assets, which is fine, this is a nice way of, like, accessing that data, and then we do this find item definition from the static class, which then gives us this, which we then cast, and then that needs to be cast from the item definition default. So yeah, it's just ugly. But you know, it is what it is. I'd like to clean this up at some point though. But what that gets us is the weapon definition, which, if you'll remember, is now where we define this lovely new modification configurator. And what this does is it lets me basically toggle, say, okay, so this weapon supports trigger modifications, and then obviously we haven't created any trigger modifications yet, but if we did, they'd show up here, which is what you can see with sight modifications. So this is just the basic Car 98K. I'm going to say this supports sight modifications, and it supports the ZF-39 scope, which has been sort of the only modification that we've been like working with for a few months. There are more coming. We have some new ones either modeled or planning to be modeled, so I'm hoping that we can maybe add those in another stream. But for now, this is this, and that is what we get access to here. Although it should be, because the item fragment should be specifically the equipable item fragment for this weapon. So getting the default object should just give us this. And that then gives us these, and then I'm using, so what you saw in here earlier. Why do you have errors now? Ah yes, so this is what we need to tweak, because this is, if you remember when I hit play, if I ignore this, you'll see that there's like this little box in the middle that says none. I don't know what, yeah, this little box here. So this is the like modifications display panel. That's, I think it's supposed to be down here, but it's currently not compiling, which is why it's down there. But yeah, if I exit the game, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to dynamically create these. So this is just like a test one that I made, because I haven't worked with, and they've got a weird name. It's a combo box. Which, like, why wouldn't you just call it a drop down, you know? Like, this is clearly a drop down. This is not a combo box. But yeah, so I'm trying to dynamically create these drop downs for each modification slot. And that's what this is doing. So we've got this create modification combo box, and right now it should just be, if I check the log in Unreal, not the message log, the output log. Excellent. So it is in fact creating or it is in fact getting the right data. So this can then be one of our entries. And obviously if I added more modifications, those would also show up there. So that's actually really good, because I was working on this last night before going to my gig, which is, yeah, the grind never stops. Got home, went for a run, had dinner, worked on Warbound till like 10:15, then ran to the train. But yeah, that's what I was working on last night, so it's good to know that that works. I didn't waste my time. But I think step one is, let's fix this, because this is now once again changed. So one of the things that we did, so I think this is checking if the weapon supports the modification, which we've now moved to the weapon definition. So this might need a little bit more retyping, because this is a weapon instance, I presume? Yeah, this is a weapon instance. Because yeah, this is setting the visibility based on whether this weapon supports that modification type or not. And what is this passing? This is a weapon instance as well. These are the sort of like little typing things, because our weapon system has gotten complicated enough to the point where, yeah, it's just complicated, right? It's developed a fairly significant portion since we've really like stopped and taken a breather and reevaluated all the stuff that we've since implemented. which is why this is sort of what I've been thinking about lately. We've had a couple of very productive, I think, chats just about architecture and where we want to take this, because of course having clean, good architecture is important. Because yeah, these changed. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did that on stream. Oh my god, I'm so bright again. This is just, I'm just fighting the sun here. But yeah, we changed these over a little bit ago because yeah, this is checking if if the weapon configuration has a barrel modification. That's correct. Because one of the other things that we've done is we changed over how. Again, this is the sort of thing that is like such an architectural nitpick, because in the weapon instance, yeah, you can see them here. I fucked it. No, that's okay. So we have these like base values, right? Because the way our modification system works on a fundamental level is we've split up all the data that makes up a weapon, all the stuff that characterizes it, the stuff that is determining its behavior. All of that is just abstracted into this like set of different types of modification data. So scopes are probably the most I think developed right now, because we've been we actually have a scope modification to test with, and it was sort of a very obvious visible tweak. So you can see that site modification data includes things like the FOV, the animation poses, the differences that are between the animations when you have a scope and when you don't, so it aligns properly with the camera and stuff. We have whether using a PIP scope, a lot of this is PIP scope stuff. We did that I think on another stream actually, so if you want you can go back through the archive. But these are all things that are specific to modifications, or specific to scopes rather. And so we have a default instance of this in our weapon, which is set in the weapons instance. This is fairly straightforward. So the weapon instance here has its own sort of if we go to base values, and you'll see the base site data here. This is, by default, the zoomed FOV of the Car 98K is 40. And we're not using a PIP scope, and therefore none of these values matter, and our default poses are our default poses. But when we assign our ZF39 scope, this entire chunk, and I'm doing it in front of my screen with my hand, doing this, but obviously that doesn't make sense. This entire section of data is actually flat overwritten by what's in the modification. And there are pros and cons to this system. It's generally doing modifications can get a little fucky wucky with where you're storing data, where you're overwriting data, but this was what we felt was a good compromise. And so previously what we were doing is we had these base values, and we now explicitly call them base muzzle data, base magazine data, etc. But we didn't used to do this. So these are just trigger data, magazine data, grip data. And when modifications were equipped, we'd explicitly overwrite these. And so now what we've done, because we're storing modifications in a slightly more intelligent way, we've moved to get accessors. So you just call the get ammunition data function, and that will check if we have ammunition data, and if we do, it will return it. If not, it will return the base value. And it's, maybe architecturally it's sort of not that much better, but it's just a switch that we made, and it's a little bit cleaner in case we want to do stuff in the future as well. As you can see, most of these are unused at the moment, but that was why we had to swap these over. So these are now explicitly checking if we have a modification in there, and if so, then we'll do this. But I need to figure out this weapon definition architecture, because I don't know if you can backtrack. Because like it's the definition has the instance in it, right? But I don't think the instance has a reference to the oh no, it does, apparently. Apparently these, alright, fair enough. I guess we do have an item definition. In that case, that makes this very simple actually. Let's just sort of yoink all of these over a little bit. And then we're gonna promote to a local variable. And then I think, let's just do this like this. Maybe just a little something like that. And then this is going to be called Warbound. Let's just call it weapon definition. Let's keep the scheme consistent here. And now we can do weapon definition and did we make these public? BM. So weapon item definition. We don't want the item definition, we want def. Is the weapon definition weapon instance references its weapon definition somewhere? Let's just surely, right? Maybe it's you know what, maybe it's in the item instance. Maybe the item instance references its, yes, item instance has item definition. Maybe this is, oh, it's an item definition, right? So I need to fucking cast it, of course. I'm a little bit of an idiot. Just a tad. Come on. Right, so we're going to cast to Warbound weapon definition. And then weapon definition should now have, I need to set this to Warbound weapon definition. Just a class reference, change variable type. Bonk. Cool. And now suspicious. Variable of, read the variable of weapon definition. It's Warbound weapon definition type. Potentially the class defaults. Alright, let's try this. This is gonna be the fucking ugliest piece of code you've ever fucking seen in your goddamn life. But mostly I want the site modification, because that's the only one we actually have. Right, but I suppose we can just do them all. Surely there has to be a way to like individually get the class defaults, right? Because this might be the ugliest thing I've written in a while. Oh Lord. Aren't blueprints just the prettiest? Good gravy. Alright. Well, it's made the error go away. I don't know if it's actually done anything though. Let's print. I'm particularly curious about the site modification because that's the only one we have set. Maybe I need to... Alright, let's go into Loadout. Let's select our car 98. I really need to improve the way that these buttons work. Development TDM. Oh, I did not get anything. Are we even calling this? Let's set this to like 1 billion years. And you can be bright pink. I think that's an eye-catching color. Maybe this cast is failing. You know what? Okay, we can say hello for like 1 million years in bright yellow. That should be attention grabbing. We in fact did not get a yellow hello. So I don't know if is this even firing? Oh, because this is the inspect UI. Of course. Let me see if I can remember the... That's not the... Is it I? It is I. And there you go. So you can see that we do have a site modification installed, but no other modifications because, you know, there are no other modifications installed. Cool. I cannot be so real with you. I'd forgotten we had that feature. There might be something to be said about centering the modification display there. But yeah. Cool. So that did work. Can I make it less fugly, please? Because yeah, this like the I've decided that I simply don't care for the context of this stream to look up very specific context. I'm gonna clean this up just a little bit. And then we can delete these test print strings. Nice. This might be the ugliest piece of code in Warbound now. And that's that's saying something. But cool. Alright, so we've confirmed that that works. And we've confirmed that we're getting the data that we want to get in, yes, here, in here. So we have what we want here. Now I need to look up how to instantiate a U combo box. New combo box is create widget U combo box. Probably want get owning player. I don't fucking know. U combo box static class. Perhaps. And then can we say new combo box? I fucking don't know the levels. Tooltip, not quite what I want. Slot sounds interesting, but I feel like string. No, not quite. The thing with a combo box, and this is why I was fucking with it in here earlier. Is that it's got sort of a weird interface. Yeah, it's default options. Right, let's see if I put in default. I guess not. This is a U combo box, right? Combo box. Open the source file in Rider. Oh, it's a combo box string. Okay. Will this fix it? What was it called again? This is like, why is this the naming convention? Set. I've given up, but oh, that was the build key, not the I wanted to do this and do U combo box string. Yes, I know the compilation has failed because that's, yeah, Unreal's done a hot reload, or like it's like live coding, I think they call it, and I don't know why they've decided to do this, but obviously the compilation has failed because that's, you know, not a not valid code, believe it or not. Text. What if we look at create widget U combo? Okay, this is the only time a combo box is created in the engine. Alright then. I guess we turn to our good old friend Google. U combo box. Create U combo box. These headless UI combo box with async data, not quite what I had in mind. Let me bring this tab here so we can look at this together, because I think it's already not fun when I Google things, but dynamically add items to combo box widget. Custom data asset. Okay, not quite what I had in mind. Reference a combo box. There's a create combo widget. I don't know if create combo widget is something that this person has made, or if create combo. Yeah, this must be something this person has made, right? The only thing that was coming up is this function itself. Sure, UE5 combo box. Combo box. Let's see how terrible the okay, there's an add option. Target is combo box string. Can I new combo box dot add? Add option. That seems reasonable. What if we go in here and we go new combo box? Well, you know what? First we probably want to add a new option that's just none. And then oop. I don't know. Then we need to add this to something. Yeah, so we have this horizontal box here, which I think Yeah, so we have this. So let's say U horizontal box modification drop down wrapper box. I've put a capital O in there. And what is this? Modification drop down wrapper box. Add child to horizontal box. New combo box. What do you reckon? Is this gonna work? We need to restart the engine for this. So I'm just gonna close this up and we're gonna stop and rerun the engine. How about, did I click that properly? It seems to be doing its little thing, so hopefully. Now we get to do the most riveting part of every stream, which is sit here and watch the build process. You cannot dereference an operand of type F name. Oh right, I was dereferencing the string there. Alright. What does add option take actually? Add option takes a string. Alright. I don't know why I'm not getting any type printing here. Because that seems like the thing that the linter would have caught, but maybe the linter's crashed or something. Create widget can only be used to create widget experiences. If creating a U widget, use widget tree construct widget. Is combo box not a child of... Creating a U widget, use widget tree construct widget. Alright. Widget tree can... Oh, do I need to like... Ooh. This might be less nice than I expected it to be. Let's do old reliable and just plug this into Google. Okay, frankly, this is looking a little more complicated than I expected. Which I feel like I say a lot in the context of the Unreal Engine. Ah, someone has had the same issue as me. Here's a walkthrough of extending user widget, but I don't want to extend user widget and the fucking wiki's offline. Excellent. That link seems to redirect back here. Strong. Oh, no, I don't want to open that with my email. Thank you. Thank you, Windows. Creating a U widget at runtime. Video games. Interesting. Is there a user widget dropdown? Is that like the... Alright, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just comment all this out. All this nonsense that's causing us issues. And yeah, I'm just gonna check if there's potentially a better alternative than using the combo box. Because it'd be nice if I didn't have to, you know, either make my own user widget wrapper, or if yeah, I guess if I can't find a user widget wrapper alternative, then I don't know, maybe I do this differently then. Maybe each... Because, like, realistically, like, I don't know what modification UI we want yet. right? We haven't concepted it in any huge way. It's sort of a chicken and egg thing, right? Like, I don't know what the UI is going to be because I don't know what the functionality is, and I don't know what the functionality is because I don't know what the UI is going to be, and we haven't like really sat down and designed it. I think we've been trying more and more lately to sort of let people just build, because I think we have a tendency to get a little stuck in sorry. I wonder if there's a common UI alternative. Because I guess the alternative, right, is that you just have like a thing of buttons. But yeah, we've been trying to just like ship more, just build and ship. And so I think as part of that, like we've been a little bit more lax on needing to design things before they start getting implemented. I like how I can add the loadout screen to the loadout screen. That's fun. Why won't you compile, by the way? A required widget. All right. Yes, we've made the binding now. So I forgot what I called it. Let's delete this. And I mean, I'm gonna want this binding anyway. This is selection wrapper box. And let's add another horizontal box. Just gonna rename. And then that should get rid of, I think, the binding issue. But okay, let's say I wanted to create one in Blueprint. How would it want that for me? How would it want for me to do that? Can you tell I'm running on about 5 hours of sleep? Spin. Ooh. We wanted input, I think. Alright, let's say mount, I think, is on mount. I guess not. So it gives us a callback when the thing is created. So why is it giving me weapon inspect? This is context sensitive. Widget. On widget. Can I get it like a begin event construct? Create widget. Create widget class. What? I keep forgetting the stupid name of combo box. That's what it is. I didn't even see it anywhere. Just my brain is slow. Okay, so I can't create a combo box with that. What about create widget async combo box? I also can't create a widget with that. Excellent. So what's the strat here? Is it just to create like, or well, like what's the intended design pattern here, right? Do they just want me to create like fucking, I don't know, all my combo boxes ahead of time and then hide and show them depending on like this I don't fucking know, dude. Alright, maybe I need to be more specific in my search. U5 create combo box at runtime. Creating custom combo boxes. How to add widgets with C++ at runtime. This seems... So you have an existing UMG UI which you created in C++ or derived from a user widget. And you want to imagine that you have an inventory. You can add a method to use a widget derived class like this, but you can use any widget derived from U widget. Yes, this is like ultimately derived from user widget. Is it user widget that has widget tree? No. Is it even low? Oh, well, maybe if I go to user widget. It definitely has more references to widget tree. Interesting. I wonder what the oh yeah, we need a semicolon on the end. Let's just do that. But it's like the type system is not helping me here. U widget tree. Type U widget tree is incomplete. Complete it then? Oh, okay. So it is just, for some reason, the linter or whatever is being funny today. Okay. I'm pretty sure this makes a U combo box. String. So will this work? Is it that simple? Because that's what this guy does. Maybe I've been overthinking it, you know? Maybe. Peut-être. I mean, hopefully it's this, you know? Keep fighting the good fight with the sun in terms of camera exposure. Almost there. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a nice weekend. I hope the weather's good where you are. It's getting to be a little more springy these days, so happy about that. Seems to have compiled without issues. Let's see if it works as well. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Well, hey, that's pretty good. I mean, obviously it's ugly as fuck, don't get me wrong, but we have a horizontal box. We've created a drop down in it, and it's actually like referencing the shit that I want it to reference, and it's pulling the right data in. And like I fucking fully like whole ass winged the add option shit. So I'm glad that worked as well. Cool. Well, obviously this still needs to be wired up. I need to think of the UI. I might just put like a big old like save loadout button in the corner so you can tweak this, because right now these buttons also call back. The button just like fully updates your config here, but I might just add like a blueprint callable function, and then we can do a little bit in blueprint as well, which I'm sure Josh will be happy about. But yeah, sadly, that's about all the time I have today. I realize it's only been about 45 minutes, but it is a bit of a short stream. Bit of a, weirdly long day. It's sort of, when I was just like walking around London at 4 in the morning, and I don't know, like, it's weirdly fucked with the continuity of time in my brain, where I'm just like, yeah, I had like a little nap, but I've been awake since Friday morning. But yeah, no, honestly, we got more done than I expected us to. Very cool that was just a one-line change, actually. That makes me happy. I think the logic now is to like abstract this a little bit further. I think ideally, my like big vision here is that when you're on this screen, you've got like the gun that you've selected. Let me switch to this view so you can actually see what I'm talking about. On this screen, you've got the gun that you've selected in the middle. I don't know, maybe you can pick it from a carousel or from a drop down or whatever. And then these little drop downs or whatever will be on like, you know, like screen space positioned on top of the 3D position of wherever the leg modification is, right? So like this would be on the top of the gun, then be like maybe a little arrow and be pulling off. That's, I think, the ideal. We'll see if how painful that is, because I think this is just a level in the back that we're rendering. So I don't know. There's also, yeah, lots to think about. It might literally just be like a render target, but I don't know how I do input then. We'll see. That might be a topic for next stream, but I'll keep chugging away at this stuff over the week. And yeah, well, no stream next week. It's Easter. Happy Easter to anyone who celebrates. A little bit early, but yeah, I'll be going back home, see some family. It's been a little bit, so no stream, because I won't have any things to stream with me, because it's a Ryanair flight. So I think the clothes on my back might already be a problem. But yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully some more cool stuff to show. Hopefully this will be a little bit more developed. If you'd like to stay more up to date, warbound.com. There's a link to our Discord there. We try and post stuff there as well. If you've got questions, concerns, whatever, all the socials are down in the description, and join the Discord. Yeah, cool. All right, well, I hope everyone has a lovely rest of your evening and a lovely weekend. Thanks so much for tuning in. Apologies for such a short stream, but thank you so much for finding the time to join me. Cool. All right, well, I'll see you in 2 weeks.